Trump today is Wednesday, Trump gave a speech in Iowa on the stump. And all kinds of stuff went on with a Fusion reporter, which is owned by Univision. And he was thrown out and then brought back in. All this bullshit happened. And I'm not really going to address that. But I'm going to address something that was said during the speech of Donald Trump and this weird thing that's happening with evangelical voters, with these fundamentalist Christian voters who are seemingly super excited about the Trump candidacy. Well, this is what happened during his speech today.
But free trade's only good if you have smart representatives. It's not good if we have dummies. It's not good if our leaders are incompetent. It's not good when they've never read The Art of the Deal, one of the great books of all time. Second to the Bible, but that's okay. Way, way, way deep second. You know how far below it is?
Oh, my God.
Somebody held up the book the other day. I said, that's my favorite book of all time. I said, no, let me change it. It's my second favorite book. They said, what's your favorite? I said, the Bible. It's not even close. People were shocked. They were shocked that I actually said that. But it is the greatest book of all time, the Bible. Nothing even close. So...
was he even conscious during that?
Yeah.
I mean, did he black out?
He just goes on these weird stream of consciousness tirades. But this is clearly Donald Trump pandering to the Christian voter in Iowa. The Christian conservative voter in Iowa. I mean, is it just me? Or is he just S in there, dirty Christian D?
What? Normally that would be edited out, but since crickets got put in, nope.
Well, here's the other thing, is today he was on with Hugh Hewitt, who is a conservative radio host, and this went down.
Do you think today the Gospels have any role in shaping public policy? You said you're doing very well with the evangelicals.
Well, the evangelicals is sort of interesting. I mean, I am a religious person. I would say not formally like some might be, like some would talk about it, but I am, somebody that believes, and I am. It's very interesting because I noticed that the polls came out, the one in New Hampshire, public policy polling, where it's at 35%, and it sort of said it leads across with Tea Party, with evangelicals, with moderates, with just about everything. They even said with Democrats. I mean, just leads straight across the board. And I think a lot of people were surprised. They thought it would be very conservative, and which I lead big in the very conservative, but I lead straight across. And one of the things that made me very happy was that I actually lead, and you've seen this even in Iowa, where I lead with evangelicals. And I was so happy to see that. Because
do you think they expect
really
you to?
But I don't think people see that as me.
But do you think the Gospels have some way of informing your public policy choices, or is that just a different category?
I don't know. I think that maybe so. Down deep, maybe they do. I think what's happening in the country, where it just seems that the word Christmas is being taken out. I see these stores like Macy's and so many other. They're afraid to use the word Christmas now. Maybe they can't use it legally. What's going on is outrageous, and I would try and I will do things about it. You're going to have to go through court systems. That's the problem. I mean, you have to go through actually courts now to use names that you should be able to use automatically. But the whole thing is changing you so much toward religion and what you can say and what you can't say and what you can put up in a beautiful public area where for years you'd have the manger and you'd have Mary and Jesus, and now you're not allowed to do it. And
well, now in Denver,
I think it's terrible. I'm
on the campus of Colorado Christian College today, and Denver, where we're close to, their city councils have said Chick-fil-A, maybe they can't build at the Denver International Airport because their founders are evangelical and have traditional marriage views. It's blatantly unconstitutional. Have you heard that story yet?
I haven't heard it, but it doesn't surprise me. It's horrible. What's going on is horrible. I mean, you can't do anything having to do with really deep-seated, incredible beliefs that really, to a large extent, made our country great. The beliefs and the Bible had a lot to do with our country, and I mean, a week doesn't go by where there's not some negative ruling on something having to do with Christianity. It's getting. I think it's outrageous. And
All right, let me get a couple of.
I'll be fighting on the other side much stronger than anybody else that you have up there fighting, because I think it's really outrageous.
He doesn't say anything other than buzzwords that Christians really want to hear. The war on Christmas. Oh, they're taking away people's ability to say Christmas. That resonates with Christians. So he's clearly pandering. He doesn't know anything about the Bible. When asked if the gospel will guide his public policy, he skirts the question. Earlier, not today, but a couple months ago, he was asked by a Christian broadcast network, which is the network founded by Pat Robertson. And he was on a show and he was asked a bunch of questions about exactly what kind of Christian he is and with what frequency he goes to church.
Do you actively go to church, or is that something that it's more just when you can?
Right. Well, I go as much as I can, always on Christmas, always on Easter, always when there's a major occasion, and during the Sundays. I'm a Sunday church person. I'll go when I can.
Mm-hmm. The Bibles. I understand a lot of people send you Bibles. Is that true?
Well, I get sent Bibles by a lot of people.
Where are all those Bibles anyhow now?
Well, actually, we keep them in a certain place, a very, very nice place. But people send me Bibles, and it's very interesting. I get so much mail, and because, I'm in this incredible location in Manhattan, you can't keep most of the mail you get. There's no way I would ever do anything to do negative to a Bible. So what we do is we keep all of the Bibles. I would have a fear of doing something other than very positive. So actually I store them and keep them and sometimes give them away to other people. But I do get sent a lot of Bibles.
Very interesting.
And I like that. I think that's great.
I wouldn't want to do anything negative to a Bible.
Like accidentally put it somewhere where he could use the bathroom? Or what is he talking? And is it on a mantle? Like they're all stacked? Where is the nice place?
I don't know.
And how is this person responding to what he just said by saying, that's interesting? He gave you got no information from what he said. How is it interesting?
Oh, I think he's just so happy he got an interview with Donald Trump, the CBN reporter. It's crazy.
He said, that's interesting. What?
So the coup de grace here is something I think we've played on the show before. And it was asked by Frank Luntz, the pollster, who has since been disavowed by Donald Trump, calling him a slob and all the other names he typically calls people. And he was asked this on stage about whether or not he has ever asked God for forgiveness.
So we've got people lined up for questions. I just got one more, because you used the word Christian. Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of, I'm a religious person. Shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find this out, I'm Protestant, I'm Presbyterian. And I go to church, and I love God, and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale, was my pastor. The Power of Positive Thinking. Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon you never wanted to leave. Sermons, and every once in a while we think about leaving a little early, right, even though we're Christian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still remember his sermons. It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real-life situations, modern-day situations, into the sermon.
Oh, like all pastors?
And you could listen to him all day long.
Right.
When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, he passed away, but he was a great... He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
Tried to get out of it and got asked again.
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little
He means
cracker. I guess that's
the
a
blood of
form
Jesus.
asking
Right.
for
A
forgiveness.
sacred
and I do that
communion.
as often as possible because I feel cleansed. Okay, but to me that's important. I do that. But in terms of officially, I could say absolutely, and everybody. I don't think in terms of that.
So what is happening? What is happening with these Christians who are allowing this to go on and supporting Donald Trump in droves? It goes with what I've talked about with my own experience, with my own family, my own close-knit group of Christians with whom I still have some tie. That when Mitt Romney ran for president, he was widely supported by evangelicals, even though the majority of evangelicals believe that he is a member of a cult, of this religion that has been formed by the devil to take down the real church of Jesus. And they supported him. So clearly either they don't care about their faith or politics is more important than their faith. I don't know. I would listen, if you have an opinion on this, I really want to have a conversation about this. 657-464-7609. If you are voicemail averse, of course, you can email a voice memo from your smartphone to idoubt@dollemore.com.